Good morning, dear children. As you can see on your screen, our topic for today is from your English supplementary book, Chapter 1, The Tiny Teacher. So, according to you, who is the tiny teacher? As you can see on your book, whatever you are seeing on your book, what do you think is this chapter about? Who do you think is this chapter about? Yes, it is the story of an ant. So, before starting with the chapter, let's talk something more about it. The story of an ant's life is too remarkable to be true. An ant, as we all know, is the smallest and the wisest creature that we have ever seen. Ants have comfortable homes. Each home has hundreds of little rooms and passages. In some of these rooms, the queen ant lays eggs. Others are nurseries for the young ants. Workers have their reserved quarters. Some rooms serve as storehouses for food. Soldiers, they have separate barracks. Ants in a house never quarrel with each other. So let's start with this lesson. Each ant does its share of work intelligently and bravely. So the ants, they live a very peaceful life. We know so many other facts about ants' life because people have kept ants as pets. They have watched their daily behavior very closely. So an ant uses its feelers or antenna to talk to or to greet other ants. There are many kinds of ants. The commonest among them are the black or red ones that we always see in our homes as well, right? The queen ant is the mother of the entire population of ants of a colony. It has a pair of wings. Who has a pair of wings? Yes, the queen ant has a pair of wings. After its wedding flight, it gets rid of its wings. After that, it does nothing but lays eggs. Eggs hatch and grubs come out. Now, the grubs take 2 or 3 weeks to become a cocoon. Now, these cocoons take 3 more weeks to become perfect ants. Thus, it takes 5 or 6 weeks for a grub to become a complete ant. When the eggs become grubs, soldiers guard them. Worker ants carry the grubs about for airing, exercise, and sunshine. New ants are trained for the jobs of workers like soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. After a few weeks training, the small ants are now ready to go out for work. Creatures other than the ants also live in the anthill. Now, what is an anthill? It is the house of the ants. So, in this anthill, other than ants, some different creatures also live there. Now, who are those creatures? These are beetles, lesser breed of ants, and the green fly. Some of them give smell pleasant to the ants, others gives various juices, and some are just pets or playthings. The ants train greenfly to give honeydew. They milk it just as we milk the cow. Man can learn many things from the ant, the tiny teacher. Hard work, sense of duty, discipline, cleanliness, and care for the young ones are some of them. Above all, an ant has firm loyalty to the land where it lives. This is something which we human beings lack in ourselves. We do not discipline ourselves or our younger ones. We do not care for our young ones. Sometimes we are not at all loyal to the land where we live. Hard work is easy to see as each ant does its duty most regularly. Sense of duty and discipline are the most important qualities of an ant's life, and this is actually the most important thing that human being also should adapt. We should have a sense of duty and we should have discipline so that we can succeed in our life and we can be a good citizen of our country, of our state, of our city, of the area which we live in. That is why the ants of a colony are never seen to fight each other. Why do they never fight to each other? Because they are disciplined and they are having their sense of duty. Whatever duty they should do, they do it and do it regularly and without any fault. All ants together take care of the young ones. Queen ant lays the eggs and soldier guard the grubs. Workers feed and clean them. They also carry them about for airing, exercise, and sunshine. New ants are taught by the old ones. Now, this is something that we human beings must learn from these tiny teachers. Yes, their way of working, their way of communicating with each other, their way of having a sense of duty, their way of disciplined attitude, how they are very wise and how they never put anyone else in trouble. But whatever work they are assigned to, they do it on time and they do it so well that there is no need of repeating it again. They have a feeling of togetherness. Whatever they do it together. Whatever they do it completely without blaming others or without putting a blame on others. They actually never fight. But the thing which we do whenever we work in a group, what we do? We blame each other and we fight. So the most important thing we need to learn from these tiny teachers are never to quarrel, work in group, united, be united, stay united so that you can have that work completed in a very in actual time, in whatever time it is uh, required. So unity is actually very important, which we can learn from these tiny teachers. Sense of duty, discipline, hard work, cleanliness, care for the young ones, loyalty to the land is the very important thing which we can learn from these tiny teachers. I believe that you understand that these lessons here are not only for you to read and just learn the question and answer and give the exam, but these chapters are here so that you can have such moral values inculcated in yourself so that you can learn what is important, what is necessary for your life. I believe that you understand it. If you have any doubt, any queries, we'll be having Q&A session. You can write them down so that whenever we meet again, we can discuss those questions and I can clarify your doubts. Till then, take care.